a party,
Scentsy.
yeah, but with candles, and you have a party, and you get so many people to sign up, and then you can become a host.
Yeah.
Like I'm one of those people that had a party, but I didn't fall into the host scheme.
Yeah.
Like, I think I was like 19 and like
yeah.
my friend invited me to one.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about this.
And so that's what the coaching thing reminds me of. Like,
hey, everybody. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update, let you know how everything's going, and kind of give an explanation on why we, been slacking off a little bit and why the podcast isn't moving quite as fast as it was before, and the momentum has kind of died out a little bit. A little explanation is I kind of have to run everything by myself on this whole podcast thing. I was in a car accident a couple weeks ago, and this car accident, it was pretty minor, compared to what it could have been, but it was still a car accident all the same. I had some injuries that I'm still nursing, and over the last couple of weeks, we just had a lot of curveballs thrown at us that we didn't really know how to handle. And I'm here to just kind of give y'all an update and let you know what's going on.
Yeah. And we still haven't got our vehicle back.
No, that's right. We haven't gotten our vehicle back. It's been, 3 weeks. It's 3 weeks tomorrow. And it's got about $6,000 worth of damage to it. Oops. But
it has air conditioning.
Yeah, it does have air conditioning. We haven't been going down to Worlds of Fun because the air conditioning's broke in my car. And, then our youngest boy, he had a tonsillectomy on Thursday of last week. And that threw a wrench into some of our plans that we had planned for the podcast, because it was a little bit, the surgery caused a little bit more discomfort with our youngest than it did with our middle kid. And we weren't prepared for the grumpiness.
Well,
certainly.
He didn't just have a tonsillectomy either. He had tubes.
Yeah, he had tubes and adenoids. And
so his whole head hurts.
If you can imagine what it's like dealing with a normal 6-year-old and having the tonsillectomy and the adenoids and the tubes in your ear. Well, Rocket, our 6-year-old, he has autism, and so he doesn't really understand what's happening. The only thing he understands is he went to the doctor and now his throat hurts. Mm-hmm. And so he doesn't, I kind of have to explain it to people like, look, he doesn't understand what happened. To him, he was perfectly fine. He wasn't sick or anything. He did have a cough, but to him, he was perfectly fine. When he went in to have this surgery, he went to sleep and he woke up in extreme amounts of pain. He didn't understand that. And
he thinks his tonsils are going to grow back and then he'll be better.
And actually that is a possibility, but I don't want to talk about that. But we're just not prepared for the heartbreak, I guess, of what that was like. And we just kind of wanted to baby him through it and kind of just give him some time to, get better. And we didn't have enough time to put out a podcast last week. So that's why we're actually doing it today, is because we didn't want to just not put anything out. We wanted to give you guys a little update and let you know we're not going anywhere. We're still here. And over the next couple weeks, things in here in the studio are going to change a little bit. We're going to redo everything in here. Not redo everything. We're going to just move everything around and give us a little bit more space.
A little different.
It will look a little bit different. We're going to turn the table sideways a little bit. We're going to catch a little bit of what's up here on the wall behind us. And the big thing is, like, I got a grow tent over the last couple weeks also. And I got my legal license to grow. And so we've turned my studio into a kind of half-assed grow room / studio. So this is like my hangout spot now. And we got locks and everything. So everything's legal. Everything's, the kids won't be bothered by it and everything. So don't come at me, bro.
Yeah, it's our salsa garden.
Yeah. A spicy salsa garden. But
it's pretty fancy.
It is. It's a full ecosystem. Everything you need.
It's like biodome.
Pretty much, yeah. It's actually pretty close to that. It's not sealed, but if it was, it would be a biodome. But it's pretty big. It's like 4x4, or no, not 4x4. It's 2x4x6. So it's 6 feet tall, 4 feet wide, 2 feet, deep.
2 feet wide.
No, it's 2 feet deep, 4 foot wide.
Oh.
So, anyway. And then we got a couple extra machines, and maybe I might have a picture I can send you so you could throw up there and show everybody what it looks like, because we're obviously not showing anything in the tent, so it'll be okay. But it's a monster. It takes up a whole wall in here, so we've kind of got to rearrange everything so it kind of fits in here, and we can also have the camera set up and also the sign over here, because that's a big deal. Like, it's fixed to the wall. It can't move. Mm-hmm. So it's on a
swivel.
Yeah, one of those things. But yeah, so there's that. And also, gosh, we've been tied up with work and the summertime activities that we were doing. We kind of had to put a pause on those because of the accident and the surgery. Hopefully we'll get the car back later on this week and we can go to Worlds of Fun. Not this weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah, because Rocket still can't go even this weekend.
Yeah, because man, hurt his throat screaming and all that. Yeah. You shouldn't, and man, like he could pop his
bleed or
fevers
something.
And stuff like that. So we got to, safety first and health first. And
yeah, the scab's got to fall off.
Yeah, they say that usually happens around day 10. Mm-hmm. So this weekend. Yeah. So it might be challenging. And
he has to stay like super hydrated, and so it's not good for him to be out in the hot.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our little update. Do you have anything you want to update everybody on? How's your life been, other than dealing with our craziness? No. All right. Well, I do have some guests I'm working on. I got Pan Zeitgeist. He's been on the show before.
Oh, yeah, I saw he reached out.
Yeah. I want to talk to him. I've got a couple other people that I'm working on. I'm trying to strategically give enough space between repeat guests so I don't wear anybody out, because like a couple of these people I really want to have on, like a bunch. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to wear people out on it, and there's lots of topics to talk about. And the Epstein case, I want to dive into that. Hopefully I can find, my buddy Jack. Hopefully I can get Jack on the show. We could talk about it and dive in, because he seems to be very knowledgeable about, the JFK case. So the cover-up's very similar.
Yeah.
So I want to dive deep into that. And there's some other cool things that I'm working on. There's an inventor that's reached out to me that's got a kind of a cool product to help potty training with young kids. And I'm kind of excited about that, because a lot of people have issues with potty training. And with our youngest, we didn't. Mm-mm. We didn't have any issues at all. He was almost fully potty trained within 2 or 3 days. So that was pretty exciting for us, but it was also a new experience for me. I have 4 children total, and only one of them was easy to potty train. Yeah. So,
well, like, I think with Caleb, it was difficult because he was going back and forth between households. So.
Yeah, that's true. He was caught up in the middle of, going back to mom's house versus dad's house. And, at dad's house, he only had, 2 days with me every 2 weeks. And it was a struggle, but we made it through, and he was eventually potty trained. But I want to talk to that guy, because he's a dad, he's an inventor, an entrepreneur, and it might be kind of cool to be like, we do other things than just dad stuff. There's more to dads than just kids. And that's kind of, part of what this show is all about. I'm more than just a dad. I have other interests, like, growing weed.
Yeah. But speaking of potty training, I did see this product that Amazon sells. It's a urinal.
Yeah.
For kids, but it's got a piss drawer. It's so gross. What would happen if somebody forgot to empty the drawer?
Yeah,
and it
that's
just overflowed.
gross.
Or I could see a
gross.
kid pooping in it.
Look, I hope that's not the inventor of that we're gonna have on the podcast. And actually, I've still got a little bit of work on that one to do. So
yeah,
it's very exciting for me to have all the a bunch of people to reach out to the show, so the vetting process is getting a little bit more difficult now because I'm not having more obvious people with profiles to look at. These are people that are reaching out independently that know, I've gotten a little bit of exposure on the show. So we're out there a little bit. So people, we've got our email on the YouTube channel, and that's where people are reaching out to us. And so,
and I think that's helped with probably the amount of coaches you
get.
Because it seems like there's a lot of coaches.
Have I talked about that on the podcast before? Because I feel like I can talk to you about it on the podcast and not be offensive.
Yeah.
Because I have talked to a few people. I think I have briefly touched on it a few times on the podcast, but I'm worried that I'm going to offend a person that I'm speaking to because I talk to a lot of coaches. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why is there so many life coaches out there? And some of these folks are, all of the ones that I've talked to are really great people, really nice people. Mm-hmm. But you can tell that
I just want to be like, who suckered you into this?
Right.
Because that's what you're trying to do to me.
Exactly. It feels awful pyramid schemey. Somebody had talked them into being a coach. So now they have to go out and talk other people into being coaches.
It reminds me of you remember the candle company? They still may be around, Candlelight Candles.
No, I've never heard of them.
Yeah. So you had these candlelight parties. I think it was candlelight.
Oh,
it was a big thing in the 90s.
You make your own candles?
No. They're expensive candles. They had the baby candles with the 3-wick candles, people set them in there. My mom bought a crap ton of candlelight candles.
So it's like multi-level marketing but with candles.
Yeah, and so you have a party. Scentsy. Yeah, but with candles, and you have a party and you get so many people to sign up, and then you can become a host.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that had a party.
Yeah.
But I didn't fall into the host scheme.
Yeah.
I think I was 19.
Yeah.
And my friend invited me to one.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about this.
And so that's what the coaching thing reminds me of.
It is kind of like that. Yes.
Party sells people.
It does kind of get now I've made a couple friends through this whole thing, so I don't want to shit on it all. I don't want to say that all coaches are bad, because I'm sure that there's a reason for coaches to exist. I'm just saying not everybody needs to be sold on it. That's all, some people are just looking for conversation, and I can appreciate that because I love having conversations. I don't want to be pitched to.
Yeah. Well, and you've talked to financial advisors. You've talked to, I know one guy that was legit, that's what he did all day long. But then you talked to another guy that was just part of what they did. And you could tell they were just trying to sell you something or get you to invest in something or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between a coach and a person that's a professional.
Yeah. The first guy I talked to, so I think Rick Samaron was the first one I talked to, who was very
legit,
very awesome.
Yeah.
Now the next guy I talked to, he was free with his information. So he wasn't like that's what he did for a business. And he and I were carrying on a conversation about business, and he was very free with the information that he was giving me on the podcast. So, he was essentially giving that information to everybody else too. Paul Childers, that was his name. I think it was what it was. Paul something. Anyway, it was a great conversation, wonderful conversation. He wasn't trying to sell me anything. He wasn't trying to sell his services. He was just trying to this is what I do, and this is what my business does. And then come the questions that I had, and he's like, yeah, and he answered all the questions, and we ended up talking about baseball. It was a great conversation. But then there's other ones that are just trying to sell
Yes.
themselves.
Or like towards the end of your conversation, they're like, oh, like you should go and like buy this and subscribe to this and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, so all this was the whole time was
The whole time?
Yeah, was a sales pitch.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So and unfortunately, those things usually don't rear their heads until after you're almost done or already done. I had a guy that after the interview was over, you know, we do a little chat afterwards, and he was like, "You should be a coach," and I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You could charge somebody like, you know, $1,000-$1,200 just to give them advice," and I'm like, What the hell advice am I going to give somebody? Like, I don't know how to run my own life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm winging this shit, literally.
Yeah, and what makes you a life coach?
Yeah. Why is your life so great? That's what I want to know about some of these life coaches. Like, what are your qualifications? How long have you been married? Is your marriage successful? Is your husband or wife happy? Can I talk to them?
Like,
You know, how are your kids' development?
And I know, and then like, and if you're somebody that doesn't have children and you're being a life coach, then what are you possibly going to tell people that have children about their life?
Yeah.
Because their life is completely different than yours.
Exactly. And then you know, there's this whole thing about parents parents of children going and speaking to like non-parents and being uber judgmental about how selfish they are because they're not bringing any kids into the world. And then the childless people are all fucking mad because they're like, how dare you say I'm not a parent to my chihuahua? And I'm like, it's not the same. It's literally not the same. And I actually know a gay couple. Sorry. I actually know a gay couple, and they take pictures of their dogs and they put them on their, you know, on their social media pages or whatever, and these are our children and everything, and they have birthday parties and whatnot. Never once have I ever heard or seen them say anything so insensitive, like I'm a better parent than you, right. Or, you know, like not trying to be judgmental or anything.
Sometimes I do want to be like, your dogs are treated better than my children.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that though. Like, they're happy and they are a family and everything, but they're not telling me how shitty of a person I am because I brought kids into this world. And as a matter of fact, these two people are just wonderful people, and they may actually have a child of their own one day. And we never know. And I'm all for the adoption and all that, you know.
Well, and like, as parents of human children, like, you can't just put a bowl of food and water on the floor and
no, I wish it was that easy though. Don't you wish it was that easy?
Yeah.
Don't you?
Or like, you can't make them a litter box.
Hey, we were just talking about potty training. Like, how many parents out there wish it was just as easy as putting the fucking box down?
Yeah.
You know, like I have
like a kitten. Like, you put a kitten down, it goes straight to the litter box.
Listen, we ought to have a whole podcast about how disgusting bathrooms are. Like during the teenage years, especially, but. Now we've got a 6-year-old that he's got a fire hose attached to him. No, he doesn't. And it's like, it's like, listen, you just made a mess on the floor, and he'll, okay.
He peed on the mirror the other day.
How the hell did that happen? And did you make him clean that?
He was talking. He's like, oh, I didn't do that. Like, I literally watched you do it.
Did you know that it's like the Cat Williams joke when he's talking about like cocaine in Hollywood? Did you know that I could see you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and ridiculous.
Then, like, Sully never, like, with the shower curtain, it drives me crazy. Like, put it all the way against the wall because, like, I went in there today and the floor is flooded with water. And so, like, the baseboard by the wall by the toilet is coming away from the wall.
Okay, so let's be honest here. The shower and the water on the floor, that could have just as easily been me. I'm just being honest on that.
I'm just like...
I make a mess in the bathroom too. Not with piss, but...
Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like if I'm in the shower and you guys like open the shower to talk to me, like I'm violently jerking the shower back and like sticking it to the wall because I'm like, I don't want the water to go out of the shower.
Hey, thank you for doing that, because like if you didn't, then it'd be a big old mess that, well, no, you'd have to clean that up.
And
still,
I like to trap all the steam in there because I like to come out like a lobster.
A sauna.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of these days we can have a whole podcast about how disgusting bathrooms are for boy parents.
But I did find a good hack to clean them. So your sister told me to try shaving cream, like to get the pee smell off the floor. It doesn't work. Peroxide. I dumped straight peroxide.
Yes.
And it worked. And then, but the whole floor like bubbled.
That's weird that it's weird that you're just now trying that though.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. You've been cleaning with peroxide for 15, 16 years now.
Yeah. I dumped it all around like the base of the toilet, the floor, and it all bubbled. I dumped it along the side of the bathtub.
All right. Story time here. I was looking up like things to clean my grow tent because after every grow, you got to clean it and you want it as clean as possible before the next grow. And so I was asking Google, ChatGPT, Reddit forums, trying to get like, a consensus on what everybody uses. And it's either 70% isopropyl or hydrogen peroxide, a 15% solution of hydrogen peroxide. And I looked it up, but hydrogen peroxide is literally one of the best cleaners you can get.
Yes. Like they say even hydrogen peroxide, like if you want white teeth, like they say mix equal parts of peroxide and water.
Yeah.
And swish it in your mouth.
And
it'll work better than any whitener.
Here's the best thing about it. It is environmentally safe and people safe. Mm-hmm. So if you're ever looking for a cleaner that gets piss smell out, hydrogen peroxide. But it's literally one of the best cleaners you can get. As a matter of fact, it's one of the safest chemicals to use in clean environments, the cleanest environments that we know, like hospitals, clean rooms, labs. They all use bleach and hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah. Well, and then also like a cool thing I seen with peroxide, and I never knew it, which I wish I would have known a long time ago. But like if you have an article of clothing with blood on it, you pour peroxide on it and it's instantly out.
Yes. It's
like, there was a lady
oxygenating bubbles.
A lady at work had a white dress on and she rescued a kitten on the side of the road that was bleeding and got it all over her white dress. And they came down to us to see if we had peroxide, and they poured it on her dress and it instantly, like, the blood came out of it.
That's neat. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
It's biosafe and it removes blood. Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely one of the best cleaners that you can use. Yeah. So there you go. Free one. Like that's,
There's your coach.
Yeah, there's your coaching.
Cleaning.
Hey, that maybe coaching with Bad Dad. Bearded Bad Dad. We could do that. Coaching with Bearded Bad Dad. And it's be a YouTube channel I give everybody for free. I'm not all about, I feel like it's a ripoff. I really do. I feel like it's just a money grab. Like you ever seen, you remember the show Roseanne, right? Aunt Jackie was a life coach. Mm. And even in the new version. Her
life was like chaotic as hell.
Yes. And that's why it's so funny is because that's what I think of every time I come across some of these people. And I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good ones out there. And I've been talking to a lot of good ones. Certified therapists and psychologists that have, they've been through the medical school. They've been through all the training and all that stuff. So they actually have, the credentials to be able to say, I'm a coach. I can help you out.
Yeah.
But I'm always curious what their lives look like too.
Yeah. Like, do they practice what they preach?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm friends with some of them on social media, and like a lot of them that I've talked to already, like especially the women, they live exactly how, I mean, that's actually like what they show you on social media, but they appear like they live that way, which makes me happy. So, but there's your little update. Life is just crazy here, and we're riding the crazy train. I wanted to let you guys know we haven't gone anywhere. We're still here. We're still a podcast. I know we've only missed like one or two shows in the last. So total in the last year and a half, we've only missed like 4 shows, give or take. And it always makes me uncomfortable because I can get on with you guys and I can talk anytime. And some of the best podcasts have come out of situations just like this. So people will, I actually, the last time this happened, somebody reached out because of that podcast. So, and so I'm, I wanted to give you guys a little update. What's going on in our lives. It's chaotic. It's hell. It's hectic, but we're getting through it. And some of the things that are helping us get through it is just remembering that we have you guys here. So, and with that, we're, hopefully I'm working on an interview for this week, for later on this week. Hopefully we get that figured out and get it set in stone and get it recorded. So we could put that on Friday and hopefully have some other stuff we can record over the weekend. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you again we'll see you again on Friday. Bye.